Hello and welcome to task 67. We are going to make a direct dimension pear cam. So we are going to start this file from scratch. Let's use our create button to create a document, and I'm going to store it in my classwork folder. I hope you do as well. I'm going to name it task 67 and put my name on it as well. So once we have loaded our part studio, we are going to start a new sketch on the front plane. Let's look at it directly from the front perspective. And we want to first start by creating a large circle. Our circle should be centered on the origin, and it is going to be 2.5 inches in diameter. You may be asking yourself, Ms. Ayala, how did you get that dimension? Well, maybe I should have started by referring you to this image here. This is the drawing that is defining the part that we're making. As you can see, the pear cam gets its name from the general shape. It looks a little bit like the fruit, the pear. And we are going to make this pear shape by creating a large circle, a small circle, and connecting them. So we have started the large circle, and you can see in the drawing that the radius of this large circle is 1.25 inches. In order to get the diameter that I need to define in on shape, I need to take this radius value and double it, right? Because the radius is half of the distance of the diameter. So if I take this 1.25 inches and I double it, I get 2.5, which is the value of our diameter right here. So while we're looking at this drawing, let's take a look at circle number 2. We can see that the radius of this small circle that will be connecting to the large circle is 1/4 inch. So if the radius is 1/4 inch, the diameter should be 2 times that amount, which would be 1/2 inch. Therefore, let's create a new circle above the first circle, and it will be 1/2 inch in diameter. I don't love the placement of these dimensions. Let's maybe pull them off to the side so they're not overlapping our circles. Great. Okay, so another useful dimension that we need to know is how far apart are these circles? That's where this dimension comes in. This 1.25 inch is defining the distance from the center of the large circle to the center of the small circle. So we know that center to center, these circles are 1.25 inches apart. Therefore, let's use our dimensioning tool to define the distance between the center of the small circle and the center of the large circle to be 1.25, also known as 1.25 inches apart. Wonderful. So we see that we have created our large circle, our small circle, the distance between the two. What about this dimension here? This is for the hole in the cam where you would put an axle when you were using this cam in a mechanical design. This cam should be revolving around an axle. So we know that the hole for the axle needs to be 1/4 inch in diameter. This time, notice we do have a diameter definition, not a radius definition for this dimension. So let's get our next circle 1/4 inch in diameter. Let me go back to the circle tool. The center of the axle hole is the same as the center of the large circle, which is also the origin. And we're going to make it 0.25, which is the equivalent of 1/4, right? So we have that 1/4 inch circle defined. I'm going to Bring this dimension outside as well. So now that we have the basic frame for our pear cam, we need to add this connection point. That's going to lead us from this large round shape to this tighter round bend right over here. So for that, we need 2 lines. Let's get line number 1. I'm not going to connect it yet. Oh, now I can use the escape tool to get out of the line. And I'm grabbing the line tool again to draw line number 2. And I'm going to use the escape button again to get out of the line tool. Now that I have my lines, I'm going to use some constraints. I want to get the tangent constraint, which will let me connect or define this relationship between the lines and the circles. So we want the left-hand line to be tangent to the small circle, and the left-hand line should also be tangent to the large circle. Let's do the same with the right-hand line. It's tangent to the small circle, and it's also tangent to the large circle. Great. We are going to, let me zoom in a little bit. We're going to use the trim tool. Where's my trim tool? To remove the extraneous parts of the line. We're not going to need these sections for our pear cam. Great. And the last thing that I would want to define is that these 2 lines connecting the circles should be equal in length. So let's get this equal constraint and select both lines, and they should be symmetrical as a result. Okay, so it looks like we have a pretty good pear cam coming along here. Let's get our trim tool back, because we're also going to trim the parts of the circle that we don't need anymore. So we don't really need these portions of the large circle, and we don't need this portion of the small circle. We do have a certain amount of red alert here from OnShape saying the sketch could not be solved. That's okay. We can still use it. And it looks like our shape is looking really good. I think it looks just like the picture. So let's accept our sketch. And we're going to move on to extruding, because you can also see from the side view of our pear cam, it shows that it has 1/4 inch of thickness here, 1/4 inch of depth. Therefore, let's look at the isometric view and do a quick extrusion, and we will select the body of our pear cam. Notice we did not select the hole inside or the circle inside, so we're getting a nice hole in our pear cam. The depth as defined in this drawing is 1/4 of an inch of depth. So we're going to make our extrusion 1/4 of an inch, or 0.25 inches. That looks good. We're going to accept. Take a good look. That looks thick. Okay, yeah, 0.25. Sorry about that little typo. Alrighty, so we have a pear cam that's 1/4 of an inch thick. We're going to just add our name, of course. You always want to have your name on your work. And then we will be finished. I have my name on my Pear cam. I'm going to quickly etch my name in by adding another extrude. This one is a remove. We've done this many times, so you're familiar with it. I'm just going to make it 5/100ths of an inch deep, not very deep. And there we go, we have a Pear cam here. So when you submit, as you'll see in our assignment, we would like you to show dimensions and make hidden lines visible. So as a reminder, you can do that by choosing Hidden Edges Visible from the View Cube menu here. And you can also use from Sketch 1, Show Dimensions, to show all the dimensions that you have used in your drawing. Great. Good luck with the project. Let me know in person if you have any questions. Bye now.